Okay, welcome. This is the Omnia Radiation Balancer channel, education channel, and today we have the inventor of the Omnia Radiation Balancer, Dr. Ilya Lakicevic, and he's taught me a lot over the last few years about radiation, about the true concepts in physics. He has a couple of papers out that we'll put links to below about the true concept of the atom and the true concepts in creation as well. He used to be a professor at the Max Planck Institute of Physics before he left mainstream science, and since then he's been telling the world that's willing to listen and ready to listen, all about the new concepts in science which give us amazing insights into all sorts of topics about healing and also about how to harmonize radiation, for example, and also how to work with a new unit of energy which has the potential to replace electricity altogether, called the Deca. So today, we're going to talk about what's going on right now. You know, there's a lot of things going on. Lots of people are in fear. Lots of people are confused. There's a lot of theories going on about, you know, why this is happening, what the links are between coronavirus, for example, and 5G. And also we're going to talk about what power we have as human beings to navigate through this troubled time, which I think is some information we're not going to get anywhere else. So I'm really excited to introduce Laki, and just welcome. And if you want to just start by giving your view on the whole, what's happening at the moment, that would be great.
Thank you. Thank you, brother Tim. I am that I am, lucky of free and sovereign domain, and that is how I introduce myself always. And I encourage all of you to do the same, because you all are free and sovereign beings. But if you claim your freedom and sovereignty, most of the people have no idea who they are. And freedom and sovereignty comes from within, not from without. So that is just a matter of decision. You decide and then start making that I am that I am. First time it is strange, it has no meaning at all and a little bit uncomfortable. But with time you become really who you are. I am, I exist. So I have only good news, because there is good in everything. In my opinion, there are only challenges for us to grow, to evolve, to expand on our journey back to the source, to become one with the source, with Father, God, Creator at home. So the good news is that we have succeeded in the huge experiment called planet Earth, planet Shan. And I want to remind here kindly the reason why we have started to incarnate on this planet. And there was a doubt between 144,000 angelic families. And we come from one of these angelic families. There was a doubt that energy is stuck, and that will cause huge troubles and huge problems. And then it has been created, they gathered together, I created the so-called Order of Ark. We used to call them archangels. And the Order of Ark decided to create, it was everything before the planet Earth has been created, decided to create the planet Earth and to enable us representatives of the angelic families, the leaders, to incarnate through the Order of Ark and start taking physical bodies here in order to resolve that issue, consciousness and energy, and to get energy in motion. Because there was a doubt that energy will stuck. So we have started to incarnate here, and representative of many other angelic families. And it was a long journey, but the good news and the best news is that we have succeeded, and that we with the new energy in motion, we have resolved that issue, consciousness and energy. That consciousness, which are we, is actually boss and commander, and is actually creating with energy and allowing energy to serve consciousness. And that is the beauty, and that is wonderful. And we will continue this journey now to experience unlimited potential. Everything is possible for us if we allow it. And during this long journey, there were beings from different other angelic families, and many of these beings were interfering here, even beings with, who never took physical body and had no experience in these dense conditions, in these dense dimensions, very dense dimensions, 3D dimensions. But they were interfering mainly in order to steal our energy. We actually have forgotten for a long time who are we, and they were stealing our energy, feeding off of us, and that is also now resolved. They are called, all of them, they are called to come back to their angelic families, and this planet, beautiful planet, is left to us to continue journey together to deal with this planet and into ascension.
Amazing.
And that's really wonderful news. Nothing more exciting and beautiful than knowing that we, as a collective, we as a awakened and human beings on this planet, have succeeded in this adventure. It was a big adventure, and now we will continue guiding this planet. All of them will be off. And I would say, if you've been following some channelings and something like that, take care. That might be very wrong now, because all these entities are back to their angelic families. And we now take a responsibility for ourselves and for the whole planet, and to go through the ascension, because planet Earth has decided to go into ascension, to go into higher dimensions.
And I think this weekend is going to be a big portal opening, isn't it? 444, 4th of April 2020, all the fours, if you add 2 and 2 as well. So this is all unfolding. And but before that, maybe we've got a big kind of sort of chaotic event to navigate, with what's happening at the moment. Yeah.
And okay, I would like to start with the nature of human being, and to remind all of you beautiful angels, splendid angels who are watching now or will be watching later, that each and every one of you is an angel, splendid angel, soul being, spiritual being, which is a holographic part of the Creator, equal to the Creator. And when I say holographic part, it means simple that the Creator, who created us, even in religions you can find it, created us according to this holographic principle in His image, because Creator is infinite and eternal. Each part of infinity and eternity is also infinite and eternal. You can divide eternal through 9 billion or 99 billion. Doesn't matter which finite number you get, infinite and eternal. So know who you are, know why are you here, just to resolve that question and that challenge, the relationship between consciousness and energy, which we have already succeeded. And we will now all together take responsibility, first and foremost for ourselves, then for the planet, and continue that journey into the higher dimensions, into the 5th, 6th, and so on.
Yeah. Amazing. And just for our viewers who might be new to this topic, the whole principle of consciousness and energy revolves around the 0 point, which sits in the middle of each atomic wave field. And it is conscious, right? So every atom in our bodies has that 0 point, which is always looking to be in the center of the wave field. And it centers the spinning ring of light around it in which appears in a torus field. Right, and then follows two phases. It compresses itself into matter, and then it expands itself into the ether, and then that process just repeats in rapid succession to become electrical frequency, basically, in each atom. So it's that consciousness, what you're talking about there, that consciousness within energy is the fact that that magnetic still point within the center is actually conscious and aware, and it's listening to us, our mental state, our mental beings, and that's how consciousness and science is linked, right? And this is the big revelation that I've learned from you, which I just wanted to explain in the terms that I understand, so that people have that point of reference, you know, because you know, you're always thinking on a very advanced level, and I try and bring it down to a level that people like me can understand, right? You know, challenge. I love the challenge. Yeah, so I'm really interested in your views on the holographic universe, and also how, you know, this nasty virus appears in the holographic universe. Because something you said to me yesterday was really interesting, which is that if the virus is created and it gets consumed by one person, then all people then receive it, because as you said that just then, we are all part of the whole. We have the whole in us at all times. So any virus that's created anywhere, like AIDS, Ebola, something like that, that will be in us and waiting for it to be activated or not. And I'm really interested in your views on what activates it. So could you tell us a bit more about the holographic universe and how the virus exists there, and then you know, go on to how it's activated?
Yes, I will. I want just to connect that with the quantum shift in consciousness, going out of electric awareness of our senses and understanding the deceptive nature of our senses, and going into cosmic consciousness of our mind in order to know the truth. There is a huge difference between information and knowledge. And our science is based on information, because it is based on empirical knowledge as they define it, but it is not possible. Knowledge is not information. Empirical knowledge does not exist, because through our senses we receive information, but information is upside down of the truth, so that basically all the laws in the science are upside down of the truth. Like a law, opposite attract each other. We know that the same attract each other. Opposite cannot attract each other, and so on.
And I like the one about negative charge as well. The fact that negative charge, because to charge is to increase, and we can't have a negative increase, and so on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so all of these, you know, this is how we're deceived in science, and everyone builds theories upon assumptions, upon models, and then, you know, before you know it, we've got everything wrong, right?
Yeah. That is true. All concepts in science are wrong, are upside down of the true concept, and electron as negative charge particle does not exist, and in nucleus there are not protons and neutrons as they imagine them. But there are now, we know now true concepts of atom, cell, particle, and I have discovered that and published it. Is available. And there are other people who are following and confirming that and spreading out the truth. And we will build now. We will enter the era of knowledge. Soon we will build the university of character and knowledge.
Right.
Because we have lost these seminal values of the human nature, of the essence, which is a character and moral, and also a lack of knowledge, which is mysticism. So that is everything coming now, and in this view, I appreciate and I honor the science and the one step in our evolution, which was obviously necessary, but now we are moving forward, and we are entering for the first time into the sphere of knowledge, on true knowledge, and also rebuilding these seminal values of the human consciousness, which are goodness, which are character, moral, honesty, also, and so that we can really, all of us who decide for this together with planet Earth, go into higher dimension. And bad news for all those who do not decide for it, they will be cast off from the planet. Planet knows how to cast off all of them, and they cannot go in higher dimensions. Nothing what is less than love and knowledge and character can not enter a higher dimension. So all of you who are doubting or still have no enough information or courage are invited to join us, because God is love and the doorway for all of you is open. So and the beauty is that the process of creation is a mental process. You cannot find it anywhere. The simple logic tells you, if I am God creator and I am all there is, I can express myself only through imagination, because I cannot create anything what I am not. I'm already all there is. What I can do, I can imagine something, I can dream, I can think something into the material form, or in order to experience. And actually, every hour experience is a moving perception. Soon I will publish one article about the nature of reality to explain, and I published already that every time we are moving perception, because we are changeless, we are all there is, we are everywhere, every time, omnipotent, omniscient, and we move perception mentally. And this event now, Tim, and what I'm talking, what you are talking, and everything else is just moving perception. We are moving perception, and we overlapped our now time and existing in the now. All these who are watching now online are in our now time, but those who will be watching later will have their different now time. There exists only now, and there is no linear time. There is no linear time. So, and how that process of creation starts always with imagined thought pattern, with the imagined thought pattern or energetic pattern or seed, if you want. And that is a first ring which contains your intention to create a material form. And I will not go into details, but know that everything starts as a two-dimensional, without sickness, a thought pattern, seed. Science tried to find a seed in a material, something material, but did not find it, cannot find it. It is not material, it is two-dimensional, has no sickness, has no 3D, but 2D. So understand that also viruses are also starting as a seed or thought pattern. So we call them viruses because they are killing life. Everything what is negative, not life supporting, can be called virus. Virus. Everything what is life supporting is a goodness. That is general principle. Is good or not good. The criteria is here: life supporting or not supporting, killing or good. So now the moment when this virus has been created, it doesn't matter when. All of us have received it, because that in our body, in that still centering point, sitting there as a potential to be activated somehow. When the conditions are proper for its activation, like when you place seed of corn or anything else in earth. In winter time, it cannot grow. When the spring comes and the sun, the conditions are appropriate and starts growing. And what is appropriate condition for growing of the viruses is actually, I want to explain first of all our relation with Father Light. As long as you are one with God, as you love yourself, you have love protection, and nothing can enter what is less than love in your body. So the moment you accept fear and go into fear, you lose the love, because love and fear are opposite. You lose love, and then you are vulnerable to attacks of different viruses. And on a general scale, maybe from this coronavirus will die like quite almost the same number of people like for normal flu, not more at all. But what is activating this virus is attention, is fear, and you see we are experiencing now panic everywhere, talking about it, and that is deliberate, I believe, to spread out fear.
It's caused by the media, right? The media is in cahoots with this. It's in collaboration with this. So it's feeding us lots of fear stories, and there's many people that are whistleblowing about what the real truths are in the hospitals and so on. But yeah, so it's clear that there's something that has to ignite that within the body, right? And it seems to me to be that fear principle, like you're saying. So yeah.
Yes, that is what is triggering this virus. But we have now new energy wisdom of the new era. We stay in our heart. We do not judge. We stay still observer, and we actually trust the new energy that will resolve everything if we allow new energy to do it. And then we go enjoy our passion. And this time what is created, we have to stay at home, to be isolated, no contact with friends, a little bit through internet and so on, not going much into nature and so on. And that beauty of that and the advantage of that is that we can go within.
Yeah.
And that is the good in it, that we can go within and connect with the spirit within, and find good in it. Actually, what is good in this situation is that we are forced to concentrate our gaze in one direction, that is within, that we are forced to be still, that we are forced to self-reflect and go within, and we are invited to develop faith in the divine plan. There is a divine plan for course. And we gain inner strength and self-trust. We are trained to trust our own intuition, and we are forced to recognize the value of others who are no longer around. We are forced to realize what was a burden, and we are forced to recognize our crutches, and we are forced to recognize our joys. It is a glorious opportunity for soul growth if we go within and find the peace within, and then focus our attention to manage our own situation. Don't think about global, about others, about everything. Manage your own situation, your own economic situation, and then you will prosper from it. And that virus, that situation can be turned into good for each and every one of us who decides to use it clever and wisely, and make clever decisions and prosper on it.
And that's great. And I know, by the way, we've got a little visitor, which is why I put myself on mute. We've got a little Bumble Bee, and it's making so much noise that I hope it's not. I know that bumblebees are very important to you, but we've got a little Bumble Bee who's making so much noise that I worry that he's gonna. That's all that people are going to hear. But I'm trying to think of a way that I can help him.
Ah, good.
Come on, my friend, you can get, yay!
You got him out.
Yeah, we got him out.
Yeah.
Ah,
Bumblebee.
well, that's
Bumblebee.
a sign for us, right? That's a sign for us because the bumblebee is very important to you.
Yeah, that is.
I don't know where he came from, but there you go. Fascinating. Good.
He came intuitively to support our decision to go into knowledge without scientific laws.
Right.
Because according to the aerodynamic laws, Bumblebee could not fly, and you now witnessed that he can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because he's too heavy, right? His body's too heavy
and the wings are too small surface, and according to aerodynamic laws, when you calculate so-called Reynolds number, that is under the critical value, and actually cannot fly. But you see, nature is wonder.
So that is really important, isn't it? Because that's why the bumblebee is here with us, because it's teaching us that we actually have mental powers that basically defy all the rules of physics, if you like, all the rules of our aerodynamics. And it's the same thing with the virus. You know, we can actually program ourselves to actually say, I do not invite this into my life. I do not accept it. I will not activate it. And I was thinking, like, you know, there could be some kind of prayer that we could say every day that just basically keeps us from going into that reality, because we're always programming our reality. No matter what is being thrown at us, we have that power inside, don't we, to program our own reality. So speak a little bit to that.
Yeah, we are choosing actually with every our thought, we are choosing our reality. Every change that we allow with our thinking and with our belief system will be recorded in our DNA. In that DNA is actually that thought pattern and projected on our body. And DNA is literally a two-dimensional thought pattern. So, and projected on our body. So the moment we become aware of something like that, we can just don't allow that to come into our reality, and it will be done. So we literally can tell the virus, I don't allow you in my reality, goodbye, and will never come to your reality, because if you are aware of your power, there is no more stronger power in the universe than the power of human conscious intent. You use it consciously, and you consciously decline and reject him to come into your reality, and it works perfect. No one case of the people where they have no idea about coronavirus, somewhere in the high mountains where there is no communication and anything. No one of them can get coronavirus, although in their bodies is also seed of it.
Yeah, right.
You see, because they don't care about it. They don't allow, they don't think about it, and they live normal life.
Which explains a lot about how many African people have not got the virus now, because everyone's, and this brings us into an interesting part of the debate, right? Because everyone's saying, oh, you know, if you look at the 5G map, and then you look at the, you know, the coronavirus map, then they're very, very similar, and people are jumping to conclusions. And you could also draw the map between the media of the Western world, right, and the virus, because the media of the Western world is pumping this fear at us all day long, trying to get us to buy into this fear principle and to go into the fear frequency and so on. So what's your view on that? You know, what's your view on the link between 5G and the virus?
You know, 5G is supporting spreading out, coming to surface of the coronavirus through spreading out fear. The moment people go into fear because of 5G or anything else, doesn't matter, they are then at that moment vulnerable to coronavirus or any other virus, to flu. So in my opinion, that is one indirect effect of the 5G to spread out fear, and then allow to this, and additionally to destroy also immune system. And when immune system is destroyed through the 5G radiation, then body becomes weak and cannot resist the attacks from coronavirus. And when they start their first compression expansion journey from that two-dimensional seed pattern, then it goes further, because fear is actually causing it.
Right.
Fear is causing it. And I remind all of you, the first words an angel told to human being were fear not. Fear not. That is so important. Fear not, fear not, fear not. Remind you always, fear not. But you can actually do it consciously in any situation. Consciously keep self-love. Self-love is a recipe for anything. Yep. If you love yourself, nothing can enter your body what is less than love. So
that could be done by a daily practice, meditation, sending that vibration into you, being that. I'm telling people at the moment that, because there's so much, everyone's at home and they're on their devices, and funnily enough, they're giving themselves so much radiation, which, we're going to come to the solution for that in a minute, but they're on their devices all day, and they are waking up. Most people are waking up. They're realizing that this is, that what's happening does not match the severity of what's really going on. Like, so, I mean, for example, I am unable to send anything on DHL. A major courier has stopped shipping things internationally because of this virus that's killed a very small amount of people who had underlying, conditions anyway. And people like Prince Charles are getting over it in 1 week, and it just doesn't add up. So people are sharing all this information. But what I'm saying to people is, like, imagine, and the people are waking up, because a lot of this information is quite, it's verging on the conspiracy, and all of the truth is labeled as a conspiracy. But what I'm saying to people at the moment is, imagine that you have a big bubble around you, 2 meters around you or whatever. It's up to you what you fill in, what you put in that bubble. You can put in, fear and conflict and fighting, and, they're trying to kill us, and genocide and and, all those sort of things. Or you can put that love in, and that intention for the better future, the future where we've replaced electricity with a new form of energy that doesn't harm the planet, that doesn't harm human beings, which is what you represent to me anyway, and to the world. You represent that new energy era, which we can go into, where we have replaced electricity. And, I always say that the reason why radiation harms us is because of the electricity grid. We've never held the electricity grid next to our brain, or near our genitals or whatever. Absolutely. And now we are doing it with incredible intensity. These things are so powerful. But what everyone's falling into the trap of at the moment is that they're going, oh, fear, 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 fear. And we need people like you to come forward with a story of, love and solution and harmony, and the outcome that gets us there. So maybe I could use that for you to tell us a bit more about Deca energy, because you mentioned it earlier on, and Deca energy is what's in the Omnia Radiation Balancer. And I just want to talk about that, and how we try and fill that bubble with love and a peaceful solution.
Yes. The new energy with the awareness, conscious new energy, is present on this planet definitely from September 18th, 2007. That is 999. 9 is a universal number, means completion. So, and that energy is energy of love. And its unit dodeca, or deca with nickname, is a 12-sided pentagon with 6 pairs of spirals, spiraling in and out simultaneously, and it is in itself an expansional energy. And every time when you allow that energy to do something for you, to do, like in this situation, to protect you from all negativities, especially from radiation, that energy goes into high dimension, expands and picks up the solution and brings to you if you allow it. So in that sense, I would like to commend this technology. So all these people who trust themselves enough can do it, express their conscious intent, and will go into manifestation without use of any technology, because they are already perfect devices, so their bodies. But how many people can trust their power, their own God's given power? How many people are aware of it, and they cannot use it properly, and they should know also how to express it properly? And that is what we put in this simple device, simple as a sticker or patch or call whatever you wish. And then the new energy is permanently there and doing that, exactly, doing that what they could have done for themselves without that, if they were trusting their own power. And in a simple words, we are replacing, helping them in these transitional times until they become aware of their own power, and then can do it by themselves. I'm not wearing any protection, nothing.
Yeah.
I trust myself 100%, and it goes into manifestation.
Because you've made that transition into, your new program.
That is a brotherly help for all those who love themselves, love their lives, want to protect their lives, but are not still so spiritually advanced to enable that to make it that by themselves successfully. But they will learn with time for sure, because now there will be more and more teachers in the world, the real teachers who will spread out the truth. And my wish, my expectation is that billions of us will go together into Ascension with our beautiful planet Earth.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, to back all of that up, part of what I do with the Omnia Radiation Balancer, which is your invention, which I built a brand around, is I do muscle testing. So I test people's body's reaction, where the body tells us the truth about whether it likes something or not. And if it doesn't like something, it goes weak. So I test people and I put their phone in their pocket and they go weak. And then I put the Omnia Radiation Balancer on their phone and they go super strong. And that proves to them that their body's telling them, I need this thing on my phone. But I also do the test where I say, okay, let's not put the Omnia Radiation Balancer on. And we put the phone that's unprotected in your pocket, and we both say a prayer, right? And we say the prayer about the white Christed light. And we just say the prayer together and they go super strong, right? So it has the same effect. So what we know is that our consciousness is capable of harmonizing our bodies in the face of these extreme radiation fields. However, because we're facing this all day, we have to say the prayer all day as well.
Who can do that?
And then it's boring, right? So what we do is we just put that intention and that love and that harmony into the Deca, which you mentioned earlier on is this perfectly balanced unit of energy, which we can program ourselves through our own conscious intent. And we put it into the Deca, we put that into the sticker, and then that harmonizes it forever. And it doesn't matter whether it's 4G or 5G, it will work the same, because all radiation fields are uncentered and imbalanced. And I want you to tell us why they're uncentered and imbalanced. And talk about
that's beautiful story. When we go back into history, and when Tesla invented the wireless transmission of energy, and JP Morgan did not allow that, and said to him, I'm not going to selling antennas. I'm going to develop also metal industry and everything else. And that was the greedy intent of the JP Morgan, a big bankster. And then he decided not for Tesla technology, and Tesla said to him, yours is now, but mine is future. And that future, what Tesla told him there at that time, is now, right now. Because you know, spirit does not judge. So the spirit sitting in every single cell, atom, and particle, and listening to the intent of the JP Morgan, and shifting that center out of the geometric center and making all the artificial radiation here on this planet imbalanced. Imbalanced means harmful. That is how it works. How it works. As long all these all these producers who are doing it in technology, communication, every other field, are keeping that greedy intent and supporting it through the intention for profit and taking more than giving, what is violation of God's love principle, that point stays out of the geometric point and causing harmful radiation. So now we appear, and we know that reason, and we ask that point through the conscious intent and the new energy to come back to the center, to the geometric center, and balance that radiation. When you see, for example, red blood cell tests, then you see exactly what is happening, how it works, because you look under microscope one cell, and you see obviously that is donut, that is torus with a black point in the middle. That is the point I'm talking about. That is creator, the intelligent point.
0 point, yeah.
0 point means no motion. Zero refers to no motion. Intelligent point, absolute still, absolute balance. And with this, we are entering new era of balance, new era of love, new era of consciousness, new era of unity, because through this point, we are interconnected permanently.
Right. Right.
Permanently, we communicate with each other, and that is how this Bumble Bee got information to come to remind us something.
Right. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, but that's the way it works. There's so many signs going on at the moment, so many synchronicities. I'm experiencing all sorts of crazy things, and it's wonderful, isn't it? It's like those little signs. You've got to be listening for them. You've got to be really appreciating them, and you know, send gratitude for them. And yeah, that's fantastic. And you know, that's so important because you know, I always say, you know, like I was saying earlier on about what you fill your bubble with, and whether it's good intentions or whether it's fear, you know, how, you know, you're in control of that. And it's very simple to draw the wave field as like a circle and basically say, if the 0 point is dialed into the absolute geometric center of the circle, then you have a perfectly healthy cell, you have the vibration of love, you have everything as the creator intended it to be, right? As the creator intended it to be.
Absolutely.
But in this planet of free will, right, human beings have the ability to do not so loving things, you know, things like create an electricity grid of, you know, based on fear and oppression and slavery, and harm another man and oppress another man. And if they do that, then that conscious 0 point in the middle is always listening for that vibration. And then it moves it away from the center. You know, I'm just trying to visualize this for everyone because it's really
absolutely.
I know these things, and I'm trying to tell it in a story that everyone understands. So it's when a field that's going like this meets a perfect cell, which basically has its 0 point in the middle, and it starts to, you know, create this energy field like this, then this field starts to pick up that imbalance, right? Because of the resonance effect, because we are electrical beings. And so what your patch does, and what we can do as mental beings, is we can actually actively set that 0 point of the radiation field back to the center, so that it is in the love principle, or in the tune of love,
balance
and balance. And that is our gift. And this is the thing that I, you know, through you, I'm trying to bring, you know, to the world. And it's wonderful that we can wake up in this way. It's the time to wake up in this way. Yeah.
And by the way, it's a good example that we are really on the right track with the new energy creation without electricity. There is no electricity in this patch, and no electrical component, but it works, and they can get a proof that we are really doing good, and we will do more in the future. And you will see. I'm not going now to comment about it, but in the future we will do more amazing things.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's very exciting. Where the Deca energy can go, the conscious energy can go, and I see you as the leader in that revolution of energy. Yeah, I mean, you have my support, as you know. But yeah, we need to educate more and more people, and I think you've got a book coming out as well. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, yes. I wrote a book about the Deca 101 love energy. And I wrote everything about new energy, and I wrote about the rules, how to work with the new energy, which conditions must be satisfied, which shapes can build the new energy, and which shape is appropriate for what, and everything else. The book has 144 pages. 144 pages.
Of course. Yeah.
It happened, but really.
The font size, just to get
but really, when I finished, there were 144 pages.
That's
it
amazing.
will come out soon, and people will be in position to enjoy it and to develop themselves. But that is a kind of a little bit scientifical and so on. But for a simple understanding of the people is following. Do not judge anything. Do not fear anything. Stay in your heart. Stay still observer. Do not allow yourself to be involved in a drama game. Everything what is about coronavirus now in media everything is a drama game, because people like drama. They feed off of drama, and they steal energy that way. You go in, enjoy your passion, and let the new energy to do balance that everything, and it will be done. Trust the new energy, because when you trust the new energy, you trust yourself, you trust God. When you love your new energy, you love yourself, you love God. It's the energy of love, and people are talking everywhere about love. Now we have energy of love. Why not work with that energy of love? I don't allow that energy of love to bring us peace, harmony, balance, freedom, sovereignty, everything what we've been dreaming for a millennia.
And that
just
is
allow, just allow.
Yeah.
If something happens in your lives, what you would judge differently than good, don't oppose it, because know then the new energy is bringing you the right solution. Just allow and go forth, and you will see amazing things will happen. And in order, I would like to remind you also how you can cultivate that habit, that you remind yourself that you are boss of the energy. Energy is your slave and is serving you. I said, find some trigger, which might be some gesture like this, or some word has meaning just for you and your secret. Don't tell anybody. And then during the day, as many times as possible, practice that trigger. Practice the trigger. If it is that, then when you drive a car and you have a wheel with the one hand, with the other hand you're doing that, and you are reminding yourself that you are boss of energy, and you will see energy will start serving you, because it's a conscious energy. The concept of energy in science is absolutely wrong. That's no idea that energy responds to our consciousness.
This is the big thing, isn't it? This is the big thing. And
5G, it's a huge.
5G is serving the consciousness of oppression, and the old. It's the last bit of the old system. You know, I always say that the old system is throwing three things at us right now: a virus, 5G, and vaccines potentially, and all of those things come from the energy of, you know, the oppression, the poisoning, the, you know, everything else, all of the toxicity, and it's I don't want to call it an attack, but it's not in service of the light, and we need to take back our power and our internal control, and actually replace all of that. Because what I always say is that if you go up to a corporation and you say, hey, can you please stop that and change it? They won't do it. But if you replace the whole system and you replace your mental state, and you step into our power, that's how we make the big change, right? So that's what we're trying to fill in our bubble. We're going to put all of us put in our bubble that future.
that you understand how it works on a global scale. The new energy is actually bringing back that what you give, bringing back to you. So in the past there was a delay, and we could have taken years or probably decades or maybe sometimes centuries until you got back reaction to your action. But new energy reflects back your action and gives you back that what you give from your centering soul. If it is greediness and life killing, then you will destroy yourself with your killing intent, so that all those who are practicing these so to say evil, bad intents, they get distracted by themselves. Nobody needs to do anything else except what I suggested. Place your good intent on the new energy and ask to balance that everything goes into manifestation 100%. And that is an easy tool. That is what I call powerless life. You are not asked to fight, to oppose, to organize everything what people are trying to do. No, we have a so easy, simple, beautiful, efficient way and enjoy the life and solve everything.
Yeah, fantastic. That's such a wonderful message to I think we can end there, actually. That's really wonderful, unless you've got anything else that you wish to add.
I would like just to share with all of you that the next 6 months will stay like this, and that is 6 months of huge transformation on this planet. And don't bring big decisions, just stay within and meditate and go within and take decision to trust divine plan and to go with the planet Earth in a high dimensions, so that after 6 months, when the life starts, everything will be different on this planet, and you will see somewhere in October things will be changed, and we will talk again, and we will see what huge changes will be achieved during these next 6 months. And this isolation and then staying in a corner, in a tight corner, is a blessing, is a real blessing to use out wisely and evolve as a human being. That is the most appropriate time now for soul growth, for evolution of you souls, not your souls. Your souls is wrong. You souls, you are soul, and that is why use it appropriately, and you will see in 6 months when we meet again, there will be a different situation totally.
I'm very excited about that. I've been following very similar themes, and my sort of adage at the moment is like faith, trust, surrender, you know, and just be lived by those.
Absolutely. And I thank you, brother Tim, to be in service of that everything, and serving a lot of people and helping them to get balanced in these heavy transitional times. And your mission is blessed, and I thank you from my deepest heart. And I would like to express my great joy and gratitude that these times are happening in a lifetime when we decided to incarnate, because each and every one of us will add to your colors some more lines and will be recognized all over the universe that you participated in this great experiment, planet Earth, planet Shan, who succeeded to resolve that issue, consciousness and energy in motion. That's amazing. That is worth to be born once, just to experience it. And that is a great privilege. Love yourself, be proud of yourself, and I love you dearly. I love you brotherly. Enjoy the life is my message.
Thank you for all that you do for all of us, and all the knowledge that you're sharing. And I'll put links to your papers and how you get the book, God in the Atom. The idea that, you know, within that atomic wave field sits that conscious field that gives birth to all life in the form of electrical current.
Absolutely.
So therefore
Absolutely.
it is the God field, it's the creative field, and we can connect with that God field, that creative field,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
can develop the reality that we wish to step into. So
Yeah.
all of the science is kind of the science behind how we take ourselves into this new reality, and we create it ourselves. But we must accept that science is spiritual. You know, science has
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nothing in the universe has ever been created what is not creation of spirit. Everything is creation of spirit. Without borrowing energy from spirit, we cannot move that small finger.
Yeah.
That centering point, still zero centering point, is a source of energy. We borrow for every hour action, borrow energy from and repay back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Equal giving and re-giving. That's the God's love principle.
Yeah. Fantastic. And like you said earlier, you know, those who are giving bad stuff out, it's the boomerang effect. They give it bad out, it's going to come straight back at them, and that process is quickening now. So all of those people are going to have a bit of a scare, aren't they? So that's wonderful. We'll stay in the light, and thank you so much for your time and all that you do. I really appreciate it, and we'll speak soon.
You are so welcome. I love you. I love you. So it is. Bye-bye.